In the dimly lit hall of Angkor, shadows flicker across carved walls like ghosts of forgotten gods. A young Apsara stands naked and trembling, surrounded by eunuchs and priests in a tight circle. This is the Ritual of Shadows, the first of Emperor Suryavarman's 8 dark practices, where he watches her humiliation as a gift to the divine. Her scream echoes off the pillars, the cold bite of sandstone under her feet, grounding her terror. The air reeks of incense mixed with the salty sweat of fear, thick and suffocating. Why did even the Khmer elite tremble before Suryavarman's 8 sexual practices, meant to secure eternal glory for the empire? These weren't acts of passion, they were weapons of power, shattering souls to prop up a god-king's myth. Today, we'll uncover the censored truth from Khmer chronicles. No myths, just the raw horror of the victims. Her eyes, brimming with defiance, flash in the gloom, whispering a silent vow of resistance. But this is only the beginning of the nightmare at Angkor's heart. Subscribe now so you don't miss the shock. These secrets will shatter how you see history. Picture the Khmer Empire under Suryavarman II, a golden age of glory. Angkor Wat rises like a world wonder. Sandstone palaces gleam under the sun. Elephant processions thunder through streets, all fueled by faith in Vishnu. The myth of a divine king bridging earth and heaven paints a paradise of harmony. But is that the real story, or just a shiny cover for something rotten? Cut to the provinces, where rivers snake like veins and villages hum with rice fields and campfire smoke. That's where Lara grows up, an 18-year-old dancer, agile as a jungle cat, sharp as a hidden blade. She dreams big, glory in Angkor, dancing for the gods. At night, she whispers prayers to her ancestors, their spirits a quiet shield. But deep down, resistance simmers. She hates chains, questions every command. Why do the gods demand so much, she wonders, staring at the stars. Her world flips in an instant. Whispers spread. The emperor seeks new Apsaras. Lara, with her lithe form and eyes like black pearls, gets picked. Sacred offering, the eunuchs call it, arriving on elephants. They whisk her away in a caravan through the jungle. Monkey screeches, damp earth scent filling the air. Excitement surges at first. Angkor, the city of gods. But as the palace gates slam shut with a heavy thud, her heart races. This isn't a fairy tale. Welcome to the harem, Lara, the hierarchy's ironclad, like invisible shackles. At the top, the queen of schemes, draped in gold and poison. Below, Apsaras like you, chosen for sacred dances. At the bottom, slaves, silent shadows from the provinces, thousands strong. Inscriptions at Angkor peg the harem at 500 to 1,000 women. It's no home, it's a machine. Suryavarman, Vishnu's incarnation, demands rituals for the empire's fertility. Those 8 sexual practices? Sacred duties, taboos off limits to mere mortals. Khmer chronicles, etched in stone, bury them in euphemisms. Gifts to the heavens. But whispers reveal the truth, forcing souls to break for royal glory. Lara feels it right away. Eunuchs, hairless guardians with mask-like faces, escort her down corridors. Their hands brush her arm, accidental but icy as venom. "Smile, Apsara," one hisses. The pressure chokes. She overhears murmurs. Resist, they punish with death, or worse, eternal silence in the dungeons. Her mind spins, from free dances by village fires to this gilded cage. Silk touches her skin like fire. Myrrh's scent stings her nose. It's for the empire, they drone. But fear creeps in. What if these rituals aren't glory, but hell? Escalation hits that evening. In a mirror-filled chamber, Lara eavesdrops on elder Apsaras. Their voices shake like monsoon leaves. First practice, the ritual of purification, one whispers, eyes hollow as wells. A forced bath in holy water, in Angkor's pools, where priests anoint bodies with oils. Humiliating grazes, all under ritual pretense. You feel like nothing, another adds. Second, the whisper of shadows. Confess your secrets to the eunuchs, they shatter your soul. Lyra pales. Morning's thrill? Gone. Now fear grips her throat. Hands shake as she dons Apsara robes, thin, sheer, like spiderwebs. Ancestors, protect me, she prays silently. But the eunuchs shove her onward. Is this divine order? The Khmer Empire, forged in blood and sweat, hides taboos under religion's veil. Lyra senses the system closing in, unseen chains, from dreams to dread, one step at a time. The Emperor? He lurks in the shadows, a god hungry for sacrifices. She had no idea what awaited in the ritual chamber where the Emperor began his 8 practices. Like if these myths piss you off, truth hurts more. The ritual chamber doors seal with a thud, like a death sentence. Lyra stands alone in the gloom, the chill of marble seeping into her skin as if Angkor's stones are claiming her soul. The scent of lotus clings heavy, twisted with the metallic tang of blood from past rites, sweet, choking, like poison in honey. Gong echoes thud in her ears, rhythmic and relentless, like the Empire's heartbeat pounding out judgment. Why me? Her mind screams, but fear swallows the words. Anger simmers beneath, mixing with panic. She refuses to smile, lips clamped tight, a quiet rebellion, her only weapon. Wave 1 hits, preparation for hell. Eunuchs return, footsteps soft as shadows. They drag her to the Shadow Hall, a vast underground space, torches flickering over Vishnu carvings. Other Apsaras wait, 10, 20 women in sheer robes, faces pale as moonlight. Ritual of shadows, the first practice. Group humiliation in the dim. Dance for the god, the priest commands, voice dry as dust. Music swells, flutes and drums, slow, hypnotic. Lyra sways her hips, twirls under the Emperor's unseen gaze from his alcove. His eyes pierce like needles. Women offer their forms, robes slipping like betrayals, exposing shame. Lyra dissociates, her mind flees to escape. The province river, free dances by firelight. Her body moves on autopilot, but humiliation burns, fire in her veins. This isn't me, she repeats inwardly. Others sob softly, one collapses. Eunuchs haul her up merciless. No breath, no mercy. Second practice, lotus offering. Priests carry basins of sacred oils, reeking of flowers and myrrh. Blessing for fertility, they chant. Lyra lies on a sandstone altar, wrists bound in silk. Their hands graze her skin, ritual pretense, but each touch ignites shame, like filth on her spirit. For the Empire, they murmur. She stares at the carved ceiling, heavens mocking her, and feels dignity drain away. Panic surges, heart hammers, sweat beads cold on her back. Ancestors, why silent? She rages inside. Resistance flares. She twists her head away, but a priest grips her chin. Gaze upon the gods. Shame floods hot, suffocating. This isn't sacrifice, it's breaking. Third, whisper of Vishnu. The harem chamber, packed with women, hundreds of eyes, murmurs. Eunuchs seat Lyra in the circle. Confess your sins, the order. Forced words, privacy torn apart. What do you dream? What do you hate? They probe, scratching notes on scrolls. Lyra holds silent at first, anger sparking, but pressure cracks her. She spills about home, her defiance. Harem laughs like blades. Privacy? Obliterated. Khmer chronicles call these sacred nights, system mechanisms from ancient texts, rituals legitimizing power. The Emperor, as God, demands confessions to own souls. It builds loyalty, priests teach. For Lyra, it's agony. Panic shifts to budding resistance. Fists clench, she thinks, they won't break us all. Fourth, circle of eunuchs. Isolation in a tiny room, walls closing in. 4 guardians, faces blank. Psychological siege before the Emperor. Prepare, they hiss, spinning tails. Other Apsaras who rebelled, vanished into dungeons. He is Vishnu, defiance is blasphemy. Lyra curls up, floors chill gnawing her feet. Inside, a storm. Fear blends with rage. Why does the system devour souls, she questions. Resistance builds. She skips the meal, meets their stares defiantly. But eunuchs press on, words whipping, tomorrow, you're his. Emotions whirl, panic to a spark of fight. Voice slows, deep and hushed. Feel that tension? Lyra teeters on the edge, but wave 2 crashes in. Worse. Share if this shocks you, stories like these must come out. Now, escalation to the peak. Eunuchs march her through Angkor Wat's maze, pillars and warrior reliefs looming. Air thick with incense smoke, steps echo like an army's advance. The Emperor's private chamber, gold-drenched, tapestries of divine ecstasies. He waits. Suryavarman II, robed in flame hues, eyes abyssal. Welcome offering, he says, voice soft but steel-edged. Lyra trembles but lifts her chin. Defiance flickers. 5th practice. Divine union. An intimate, right where the Emperor transfers divinity. The room shrinks, world narrowing to his touch. Implication hangs heavy. Trauma hits, dissociation floods. Lyra drifts into visions. Ancestors call from the river, jungle shields her. Body complies mechanically, but soul screams. Not me, she loops. Soul pain scorches deeper than flesh, humiliation, self-loss. He murmurs mantras, chronicles veil it as sacred unions. But historians' digs from Angkor inscriptions reveal hundreds of concubines, rituals as control tools, propping god-king status. 6th, circle of fertility, collective ripple through the harem. Post-Emperor, Lyra returns to the hall, women waiting. They must echo the energy, dances, brushes, whispers. Helplessness swells, not one victim, but a machine. Harem murmurs, he owns us all. Lyra feels like a cog, despair choking her throat. Emotions, helplessness to fury. She bites her lip, blood salty. Revenge plots sprout in her mind. I'll find a way. 7th, shadow of the Empire. Public shaming in procession. Emperor bears her on a litter through Angkor's streets. Crowds of courtiers gawk. Robes thin, moves dictated. Whispers stab like daggers. New Apsara, gift to the god. Public shame shreds remaining pride. Lyra stares ahead, dissociates. Monsoon escape in her head, but anger builds. Why do they cheer? Can't they see the horror? 8th, eternal offering. Final surrender in the palace depths. The Emperor demands total yield, a right werewolf snaps. Censored archive bits, inscriptions on gifts to the king, sketching nights where women became shadows. Lyra loses her will for a beat. Despair drowns, visions blacken, but fury reignites. She bites harder, thoughts of rebellion. Scale? Emperor had hundreds of concubines. Studies show rituals as control. Loyalty bought with trauma, empire on shattered wills. Voice deep, lingering on pain's crest. And then, she broke. But just for a moment. What next? Lyra collapses in her chamber, body aching like it's been whipped, soul in tatters. But this isn't the end. It's the horrifying scale. The Khmer Empire under Suryavarman II wasn't one victim's tale. It was a grinder, crushing thousands. The harem? Not hundreds, around 1,000 women per Angkor's stone inscriptions. Khmer chronicles whisper of forced tributes from the provinces. Yearly elephant caravans hauling girls like Lyra, from Mekong villages, jungle outposts, places of free dreams. Thousands across the empire, from Angkor's core to Siam's borders. Every Apsara, every slave, a cog in the wheel. For divinity, priests droned. Truth? Control, built on tears and blood? Imagine the scale. Processions through Angkor, hundreds of Apsaras dancing in compulsion, robes swirling like ritual smoke. The scent of myrrh blends with salty tears streaming down cheeks. Emperor on his throne, eunuchs flanking, watches. The rituals aren't one-night affairs, but court-wide spectacles. Women whirl to drumbeats, bodies tense with fear, not grace. One stumbles, an eunuch grabs. "For the Empire," he snarls. Another weeps quietly, but the music drowns it. This isn't godly dance, it's mockery, where shame becomes routine. Lara, stumbling back from her right, sees it. Corridors alive with shadows, murmurs of sisters broken before. Her rage builds, fury at the system devouring souls. Why did it work? Power's payoff was ironclad. Those 8 practices fortified Suryavarman's God-King myth, locking in loyalty. He, Vishnu incarnate, sacred unions, glorified in Angkor inscriptions. Source of imperial might, carved into reliefs blending fertility scenes with warriors. Rituals bred obedience, eunuchs spied, priests brainwashed, the harem, a fear network. Historians' works, like those from French colonial archives or Claude Jacques' Khmer studies, quote Sanskrit texts, "Royal knights forge eternity." But underneath, population control, conquest justification. Emperor bedded hundreds to impart divinity, really to crush resistance, secure heirs, quash revolts. Loyalty traded for trauma. Provinces sent daughters or faced war. And not just Khmers. Echoes in other dynasties burn like fire. In China under the Tang, emperors' harems tallied thousands of eunuchs and concubines, heavenly beds, breaking women for the mandate of heaven. In India, Mauryas, or later Mughals, sacred offerings in Fatehpur Sikri palaces hid taboos under caste veils. Power systems always hungered for souls, coercion, degradations, to keep elites entrenched. And today? Do elites still bury similar secrets? Politics rife with whispers, media censors, victims silenced in shadows. Instant chill. Khmer history isn't dead. Lara, symbol of thousands of shattered souls, ignites rage. Why does the system demand the same? She thinks, glaring at Angkor's reliefs where gods mock from stone. Her fury swells, not for her alone, but all. Ritual smoke stings nostrils, tears burn eyes, pure, scorching anger. The vastness crushes. Thousands sacrificed yearly. Chronicles detail provincial gifts as blood taxes. Research from EFIO, French School of Asian Studies, estimates Khmer Empire at its Suryavarman peak swallowed women like monsoon floods. Processions with hundreds compelled to dance, not glory, but era-scale nightmare. Eunuchs tally 1 Apsara per 1,000 imperial souls. Lara feels it in her bones. She's a drop in the ocean, but rage makes her a wave. Not for them, not for him, she whispers, fists balled. The Khmer machine built Angkor Wat on human will's ruins. Fury sears. From one chamber to kingdom-wide, taboos spread like venom. And how many more secrets does Khmer history hide, waiting to be uncovered? In the solitude of a pavilion on the harem's edge, where moonlight casts silver shadows on sandstone, Lara is finally alone. The rituals fade. Her body throbs like a fresh wound, soul frayed to threads. She sprawls on reed mats, staring at the lotus-carved ceiling, symbols turned cage. Memories flood, her mother humming lullabies by the river, father carving ancestor figures. "You're with me," she whispers, tears tracing her cheeks. She rises, grabs a sharp stone, secretly etches a rebellion symbol, a serpent coiling against the sky. Her hands shake, but her eyes, once brimming with fear, now blaze with anger. "They won't break me fully," she vows. The system took her body, but her spirit fights on. Censorship hides the truth about imperial victims, but we expose it, so these nightmares never repeat. Suryavarman built Angkor Wat, a world wonder, but on the ruins of human souls. Lara, like thousands more, fueled the God King's myth. Her rage, an echo for all, coercion, degradations, taboos buried in chronicles. Empathy burns. She wasn't weak, just trapped in a power machine. Drop a comment. What do you think of these taboos? Plus, subscribe for more forbidden stories. We're shattering myths together. Next, Secrets of Another Emperor.